On November 15th, 2015, Tom Messick Sr. sat down on a tree stump in the woods behind Lilly Pond in upstate New York, not far from Brant Lake. Tom and 6 others had set out that day to bag a buck, but when members of his hunting party walked off hoping to drive a deer in his direction, no one expected that would be the last time they ever saw him. 300 volunteers would end up covering 30 square miles of remote Adirondack wilderness looking for Tom Messick. Search and rescue teams were assisted by police, firefighters, divers, and even helicopters, and they would scour the forests, mountains, and waterways of the area, but Tom Messick was never found. It was like he had simply vanished without a trace. Now, even though authorities state no foul play is suspected in the disappearance of Tom, strangely enough, the Federal Bureau of Investigation became involved. This is strange because the FBI doesn't typically involve itself in cases like Tom's, unless it pertains to children, kidnappings, or federal property. Even to this day, nearly a decade later, the public and the Messick family have no idea why the FBI got involved. While police have continued to keep Messick's case active and work leads as they come, there is one clue we believe holds the key to Tom's disappearance that police may have misinterpreted. You see, on that day in 2015, right around the time Tom is believed to have gone missing, the closest member of the hunting party to Tom's location mentioned hearing a strange metallic sound he couldn't place. So what was this metallic noise, and where did it come from? The fact is, we have no solid answers, but we do have countless stories where a metallic sound very similar to the one heard in Messick's case is heard. This metallic sound isn't always the same, but it's been described as sounding like a car door being closed, to a chain link fence being rattled, or a metal drop-down door being slammed. I've also heard it being described as wobbling sheet metal, like a thunder sheet, and the tracks of heavy equipment rolling. We hear it mentioned in stories from right here in the Bennington Triangle, where mysterious disappearances have also occurred. Even stories like the amateur pilot from Melbourne, Australia, Frederick Valentich, who also mysteriously disappeared mid-conversation with air traffic control, the last thing being heard, a strange metallic grinding sound. Our own guest host, Chad, heard a very similar metal grinding sound while lost in Pine View Cemetery, also known as the Gateway to Hell, which is in Troy, New York, not too far from Lilly Pond and the last place Tom Messick was seen. This sound of grinding metal is something we here at Almost Canon have come to believe is the sound associated with the opening of an interdimensional portal or gateway, and that for one reason or another, Tom accidentally stepped through it. This could easily explain why Tom's body has never been recovered. Now, we don't understand the science behind it. However, we're sure the government does, which is why the FBI was interested in Tom's case.